Okay, well, it's the next morning. It's June 3rd. This is what I opened the door to. Water is now out to here. I have walked around lightly, but you can see the puddle coming through here. Obviously, the tile's down. Um, yeah, we got that down. It's actively dripping over there. This bucket, my bucket's almost full. So if I wouldn't have put that bucket there, just the two drips that were dripping here would have been everywhere. Now, what I'm not quite understanding is how does the water, it must have been still enough water at night when it was actually raining and pouring down. It was bad last night. It must have run over this way. That's all I can think of. This whole area, to get down here, I mean, that's pretty deep water. And it goes under hitch carrier, it's back along there. And it's not quite up to the wall, so that leads me to believe that it was these spots, and then this must be a high spot, so it got high enough that it ran that way. Well, let's look back here. I mean, I don't see any, I admit, I mean, there's that spot, but it's not leaking through. I don't know. I can't tell. It looks shiny back there. Yeah, it's wet back there. So that corner's wet. So I'm not quite understanding where or how that is getting wet. Haven't figured that out, but we know when we had a box and a few items here, and I picked it up and it was moist. So somehow it comes down enough that it does come across. Haven't figured that out yet. So it just shows you how much water. Well, I mean, look at the ceiling tile. Look at all the tiles. Crazy. I mean, I thought I had that under the drip. Guess I didn't. Like, I only have so many buckets, as I keep saying, and they don't bring us anything. They don't care about their space, although they say they do in the email, but your actions show otherwise, because if nothing else, you could do an emergency temporary fix. Yeah, might cost you some money, but it's saving insulation. At this point, you got drop ceiling. Well, you got the roof, you got the drop ceiling, and then you got the wood and the insulation that's saturated and just moldy. So I don't know what they want to do. And then you got the new drips, 1, 2, 3, 4 right there that have occurred. So now we're dripping here. And then over here, active drip right there. Do the best I can. That bucket has a decent amount considering I can only do what I can. And there's some splashed around. It's actively dripping back there. I don't want to move anything because it hasn't come through that shelf. I think it's just dripping on the seat cover, so it ruined the seat cover. And whatever else is up there, I can't see. I don't want to move any of that because then it'll just make it worse. And I have nowhere to, at this point, move stuff, because if I move it down there, it might start leaking worse down there. So, okay. Charge the owners for new shelves because they won't in the seat cover and whatever else is up there that could be damaged. So, yep, that's going to be charged. And then this light went out because of the leaks, because it's been leaking through there. So the valve's probably finally got water in it. It went out. I think that was last week. So, yeah, you guys are just continually allowing it to leak. Now this bucket, it's only just started dripping since I've been here, but that's all that's in there. So, and this, I don't think is wet. Nope, not wet. So I don't know. All I can do is keep documenting this, and it just keeps getting worse because now we're another ceiling tile over. So we're 3 ceiling tiles this way of trustworthy space for getting bikes to work on bikes and over there, but we also have spots to put bikes. So we're running out of room pretty quickly. So like I said, the owner's actions speak volumes, and it's really inaction because they haven't done anything. So I guess that's what it would be. Inaction speaks volumes. Oh, that's a new leak on that tile. and by the mural right there. So we got that leak. Yeah, see, it's just getting worse and worse. And they don't care. And we have a whole week. It's going to go up till Sunday of leaking, and today's Tuesday. And this is what it's going to look like. I mean, it's to the point where I'm obviously going to have to do more mopping and soak this up because this is ridiculous. But I'm going to do the bare minimum, at least get our part here clean. But think of it this way. A customer could come in, and customers do wild things. Like, if I have this door open, they literally will just walk in here, and I'm like, whoa, 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 like, hey, it's messy back there. Before I can say anything, they're back here. It's like, what the heck? People are kind of rude when it comes to that. Like, you just walk into a business and just start wandering around. So I try to keep that door shut typically, but let's just say, or it could be myself, I walk back here, I slip, I fall, I hire a good lawyer, and I mean, we do have insurance on the place, but also going to sue because it's pretty clear that this has been an issue and the owners aren't addressing it in any way, that they will be named in the lawsuit. And I guess it would be our triple net, but I mean, this is negligence right here. This is active negligence because the owners know. I've told them about it. They've known for 2 years, and they have done zero. So they are actually negligent because we've told them, we informed them, and it's not like they were like, you can't use that space. We're going to release you from the rent, the contract, or anything. It's, hey, where's our money? And now we haven't paid money because of this. We're to the point of we can't use a space. I'm dealing with this. It's costing time and money. I can't take in bikes. I had to turn down a few people the other day because I'm like, I just don't have room because we have bikes coming to us, new bikes. So I have to keep room for the new bikes. And this is what we can have. We have 3 bikes currently in. That's basically all we can have because we need to be able to obviously get around them. So rolling out to this area and work on it. And then back there, taking new bikes, unbox, roll those bikes up to the front. I don't want to keep custom bikes at the front because then when people come in, they're kind of dirty and what have you. If we have to start doing that, we'll do that. And of course, we're going to document that because, that's just ridiculous. This area is a good shop area. It keeps things contained, keeps tools back here, because if we have to start taking tools to the front, it becomes messy. It becomes a liability because somebody comes in, picks up a wrench, hurts themselves or whatever, picks up, silicone spray or grease or something, kid ingests it. So we would have to be a lot more careful back here. Here, I can at least keep the door shut. I have that possibility behind me, that door staying shut. I don't have that on the other side. So, also ceiling tiles. Believe it or not, that ceiling tile right there, saturated with water, weighs a lot. So imagine that falling on you. That could hurt your neck. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen, whether it's a customer or us. Same. That one's going to go. We know it's going to go, but we have to walk back here. We have to do things. So at what point is it going to go? Is it going to fall on one of us? Even if it just nicks your shoulder, that's a lot of weight. I don't know. It's just unbelievable, the owners. Yeah. Craig, Carrie, Mike, you guys really need to get your act together. You seem like good people, but you've inherited this place and you don't seem like you understand that this stuff needs to be tackled right away. It's a liability. I can get hurt. Aaron could get hurt. Somebody that comes in here could get hurt. That's not cool. It's just not cool at all. And then you offering no help. Again, no buckets, no mops, no cleanup. No, hey, let us figure that out. If we have to toss 20 grand at doing a temporary fix, and then before they can get over here to, do the new roof, then so be it. But you hire a company that, from what I understand, from looking up their business entity, now correct me if I'm wrong, I could be wrong, but looking up their business entity, they went out of business in 2023 and they're not registered in the state of Colorado. So, and they have 3 employees. 3 employees to do a commercial roof. All the commercial roofs, limited knowledge I know, they come out in a crew and they get it done quick. And they typically do it when businesses are closed. They'll be like, hey, we're going to do it on Sunday. Because that's when most businesses are closed. And then that way no one's here. They don't have to worry about cars because that's a liability, right? Right now they're parking next to other vehicles, employees that own shops, shop owners, and they could damage a vehicle very easily by accident. I'm not saying they're going to do it on purpose, but by accident, which then opens it up to a whole lawsuit and whole issue there. Not to mention they've been blocking back there so you can't get through easily. Not to mention that dumpster that sits in the way, which is a liability in itself because somebody could hit that and it would be your fault because you're negligent, you're putting it there. You really need dumpster pads. I don't know why that's so hard, or keep the dumpsters all in the corner of the lots, right, out of the way. But maybe you're too worried about U-Haul. Although I can't blame U-Haul because that dumpster's been, put in a bad spot ever since we've been here. And at one point there was a grease container that was in the middle, and that was always blocking the road. I just don't know with you guys. I mean, it's like you don't come walk around. You don't come here and be like, hey, what is your concern? Let me see this in person and see that, oh yeah, the leak is so bad that now it's going to the front of the store. That is how bad it is. But you guys say you care. Well, if you care, show that. Because right now, that doesn't show that you care. So, anyways, started this video on June 2nd at night when it started raining to show. This is the morning of June 3rd, and this is what we are dealing with. More ceiling tile on the ground. And it's embarrassing. I gotta also point out, this is embarrassing for when customers come in. They come in and they see this shit. I'm like, yep, the owners don't care. And they're like, that's wild, man. They won't fix this? I'm like, nope, they won't fix it. They won't help. They won't do anything. So in the community, you're slowly getting the rap of every time somebody comes in here and sees this, that, wow, the owners of this property suck. I don't know what churches you guys go to, but I wish I did, because I probably show up and show your pastor, your minister, the video and say, you need to talk to these guys. You need to do an intervention because, this isn't Christian behavior to, screw people over. It's so much water in that bucket that I can't spin the thing to fling the water out. So, yeah, let's show you. Oh, that's heavy. It tilts forward. So I'll take this clearly out to the back. Well, today is June 5th. I cleaned up the mess. The water starts leaking after the roof gets warm. Something on the roof is expanding, causing it to then drip down there, and this one started. First thing in the morning, nothing. I had to get rid of that tile. It was so bulgy, that could have hurt us or hurt somebody. So I went ahead and knocked it down, picked up the mess, swept up the mess, and yeah. So the drips continue. I've had that door open and the other one and had ventilation in here, but then it started sprinkling outside, so I went ahead and shut this door. I have the other one still open. because people have come in here and said it smells like mold. And I can kind of smell it too with my bad COVID sense of smell. So, you know, I emptied the buckets. I needed my big bucket for doing a tire change. So, put on a Tusk ground wire tire on this bike. I also made a platform this morning for the lift. Makes it easier for having the bikes up there, just having one solid platform. The same with over here for the furniture dolly, which I never understood why a furniture dolly would have an opening. So I brought in my good circular saw, went ahead and cut this piece of plywood, and then that way the opening's not there, and when we bring the crates in, you know, you can just be on this in general versus like having to be here or here because you have a stupid opening. And I think you all know what I mean. That. This would have been the opening, so everything always fell through. It made no sense why they make these with with an opening. Because this way, I can just put something on here and wheel it, right? So anyways, back to the drips. It's doing what it does, and it drips. So this started up a little while ago. Just, you can see up into there. Doesn't look too yummy. Yeah. Oh boy. I just don't know. But all we can do is document it. I am pretty sure I slept on it last night. Yeah, I'm gonna look around and see about somebody coming test for mold. I did contact one company. They said it was if we wanted the complete thing, it would be $500. I think $500 will be well worth it because we're gonna take that off on our rent, obviously. Because yeah, you know, that's been soaked for 3 weeks straight. So that has to be as nasty as hell. And I was coughing last night and runny nose. And, you know, that's not good. And that's because I've been here all day. So I'm going to take tomorrow morning off and go ride. And then come in later in the day. They said they're supposed to show up tomorrow now because the trailer was late getting in today. So it's not a today delivery. It's going to be tomorrow. I said, well, I'm not going to be here in the morning. Oh, will we be there in the afternoon? I said, yes. So they said, okay. After 2 p.m. sound good? Yep, sounds good to me. So I'll be back before then, but yep, and here we go with rain. Nice big drops. It's that cloud right there. Yep. I'll go ahead and shut our door. But yeah, I've been trying to leave it open just so we air out for the mold. Oh, and mold smells really strong back here. And obviously we got that one tile that's disgusting. But it's stopping it from dripping down and in. I'm probably just going to throw that away. Originally I was going to put that above the mirror there because I brought that one in and hung it up. And I was going to put the other one there because it's from our old laundry room before we remodeled. And it's nice. It's a nice cabinet, well painted. I did a good job with nice, you know, primer and then thick coat of gloss paint. So it's well painted. And it would look good in here. And it has just that much more, you know, storage space for like cleaning supplies and stuff. But I don't know. I don't really have time, nor do I care about this place that much anymore to improve it any. So it's probably going to go next to the dumpster once it's sunny because it's good. Somebody can take that home and use it. It hasn't leaked in here. Always check the rooms. This hasn't leaked. However, it does leak in here after a while. Ah, it's wet right now. Speak of the devil. So, right up there. That's wet, but it's really slow. And then obviously there's one now there. So the spots are growing. These ones have not re-leaked, which is good. But that has. And this would be like, this was a chiropractor's office before. So this would have been like his office. I believe this was his office. So like a computer desk and all that. Not a good thing to have leaks in here, you know? And then it has a nice LED light. Which, surprising they never did these. That room also has a nice LED light. But that's out. That one's out. Could be from water. Could be just old and ballast. We don't know. But I'm not going to really replace them. You can tell water's been in there before because you can see streaking. So maybe there's water in there. It's just a small drip or something. I don't know. That one for sure has been taken out by water because that was dripping water out of it. So that one has been taken out. Once again, we only have a year left here. Now, if they fixed everything and we're like, hey, will you re-sign with us, then I might invest in getting LED lights. I don't know if I would do all of these because it seems like, you don't really need all these. But, maybe we would invest and go ahead and say, okay, the work area, put some LED lights maybe through the majority of these, like these 4. So bright light right here. I don't know. Maybe we would just do them all, right? But it's an investment. I'm probably going to spend $1,500 in my time replacing a hell of a lot of lights when it's not my space, right? And I'm not going to do that for a year left. That's stupid. Oh yeah, and then you had the one back there with the plastic that broke. Yeah. So there's only so much I want to do to their space with how they're acting, not knowing if we're going to be here. Of course, we got the no skylight. And it rains. And no one ever cleans the hallway. I'm the only one that sweeps. So I kind of hung up that we have pet food, but it got wet. I'll be nice and take that down because it's looking bad. I need to laminate one and put it out there. And yes, we sell pet food. We sell a lot more than what's even shown here. I'd have to look it up, but contact us and we'll go ahead and put you down. We have a good group of customers that buy monthly from us, and they come in and they just pick up their bag of cat food, dog food. The treats are a good deal. $6.99 for that whole bag of treats. That ain't bad whatsoever. Quite a bit of treats for $6.99. We got that brand. Yeah, we got some good stuff. Good stuff. So, some people might recognize him. You recognize him? Triton Financial? Ponzi scheme? Stole I want to say $76 million. Owes that in restitution. What a great guy. Motoclops. Gene. Yeah, they're not a monument anymore. anyways, that's it for the update. Y'all take care. Stay well. Stay safe. Bye.